Hi guys, so this is my current location. I'm at E3 and it's not ideal. It's not the first time I've been in this kind of situation making a video in a corridor, but these guys, Rebellion over here, who took me to E3, they're legends by the way. They essentially are the only people that I can find with Wi-Fi right now. So I'm making my video here, and then I'm gonna go there and upload it. So we're gonna talk about the new things that Jason discussed in the E3 Coliseum panel that he just did with Jeff Keighley. It was an interesting panel because he talked a lot about the history of things, and so to be honest, there was a lot of stuff that wasn't particularly new for people that are already abreast of that information. However, there were some new things that he squeezed in towards the end, and I'll be making a couple of videos about these because they're kind of separate topics, and I think that they deserve their own screen time. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about today is the new mechanics that he mentioned. So we've got the mutation system, we've got the calling system. Jason also said that alongside that stuff that he's already announced, we're going to be able to choose our starting weapon. Now, that is not exactly the newest idea in the world. I mean, other zombies titles have done that, so it's not really that crazy, but it's obviously new for Treyarch, and it shows that they are potentially a little bit more dedicated to making the weapons kit system reliable and sustainable throughout the DLC season this time round, which is exciting because weapon kits in Black Ops 3 kind of left a lot to be desired, so that's a good thing. And it also shows that some of the stuff that they were working on in Revelations, giving you a new starting weapon, might have actually been because they were already building tech for Black Ops 4. Like, if you think about the development of Rev, they mentioned very early on that it was finished quite fast, like suspiciously fast, and so it seems like here what's happened is they might have already been working on some stuff for Black Ops 4, seen that they had this starting weapon change technology thing going on, and then gone, you know what, let's just give this to players now as a little reward in Black Ops 3, and they'll then get the full system later on, right? So that is the first change that he mentioned. He also said that players can select their own equipment when they play. This one I think is something that we've actually seen call out to in the trailer. So you go to the Shaw character, who's kind of like the Richtofen looking dude in the group, and he's got grey hair and stuff. He is, in one of the shots, throwing these like green orbs at the zombies. I think we can probably assume that that's going to be his special equipment of some kind. I think that that would be a likely assumption to make. But, I mean, whether that's going to kind of transition as well into some of the things that we see the other characters doing, like, for example, Scarlet has the hacking, like, device that opens things. Is that going to be one of these pieces of equipment? At this point, it is kind of hard to say, but it goes a little further. Not only do you have special equipment, but you also have your own special weapon as you play. This sounds like something that you have to unlock through the map, so it's not something that is necessarily going to be a wonder weapon. It won't be like a bow or something along those lines, but I think it will be something that progresses as you play in the game. That's what it kind of sounded like he was saying, at least. It also seems to me like this is basically a replacement for the specialist weapon system in Black Ops 3, because obviously in Black Ops 3 we had Galvas, and you've got your Annihilator and stuff like that. Here it seems like we've got a slightly different take on it, and I think that this is a better approach, because this means that those weapons that we would have been getting in one map and then not in the next, we're actually going to be able to spread across all of them and really make sure that the customization that the player has access to is sort of carried through the entire DLC season instead of being like a very one-off specific type thing. You also had perk vapors mentioned. So perk vapors were not really discussed to much length, but one thing that we can say is that there's more than 10 of them. He said there are over 10 different perk vapors, and you can pick the combination of vapors you want to play with and use in different maps. So let's say you've got, for example, 12 vapors available. It sounded like what Jason is saying is that you can not only pick which ones you want to be in the map, but you can choose where they're placed. So you'll have perk kind of bowls, I guess they're going to be, probably, judging from the trailer that we saw for 9, but we'll have those available as permanent kind of positions, but then what's actually in the bowls will be what we decide. And this kind of ties into something that a lot of people have been speculating about for that mutation system and for the calling system is, yes, there's customization, right? Yes, mutations let you change the game rules, but do they let you actually really go on a deeper level and customize the game itself, as in which weapon you have on which sort of wall gun point, which specific weapons are in the box. And when we were talking to Jason about that at the community reveal a couple of weeks ago, he was saying that the weapons that are in the box, for example, you can definitely narrow down to different subsets, but you might not necessarily be able to pick exactly which weapon is in there. And so that's an interesting kind of contrast. We've got, in one case, exactly which perk vapors we want on exactly which walls being given to us, but then on the other hand, we've got these wall guns that, or maybe even box weapons that are a little bit less free to kind of play with. It's hard to say right now, we don't know. There's a very good chance that Jason turns around in a couple days and is like, yeah, you can choose whatever you want for the box, like, go ham. I think probably the problem with that is, I mean, I talked to Tryout Dev about this like years ago as well. Putting loads and loads of guns in the box actually breaks maps. So if you think back to, for example, the World at War version of Deriz, right? That map had a couple of guns missing from its box, and people didn't know why. One of those guns that was missing was, I believe, the sawed-off shotgun, but the main one, the big player, was the Type 99, okay? Actually, no, yeah, the Type 99 was like the god of it. I don't think the sawed-off was a factor in Deriz. I don't think people were worried about that. But the Type 99 was this elusive gun that just was not in the box. But I'm hopefully correct in thinking this, that it was in the code. So it was there, but it was just excluded from the pool. And so people were going, why is this happening? I mean, you've got the mystery box and it's built. You've got the Type 99 and it's built. Why not just put it in? But the problem was that once you go over a certain number of just things in the map, so whether it's a weapon or whether it's some kind of other prefab that's part of the map itself, or whether it's the perk machines or the perk, whatever, right? As soon as you hit a certain limit, the entire thing doesn't work anymore. And so they had to limit the number of box guns just so that they could stay under that threshold, and I think that still kind of limits them to this day. So we probably won't be able to get really hands-on with that, but the perk vapors is something that they're happy to kind of mix and match, because I guess it's a bit more of a system where the position is already in place, so we can't add extra vapors to a map. We can't put 25 of them on the map because that might break it, but they're going to give us a max number of vapors that are available for each map, so maybe there'll be 6 perk locations, and then it'll be all fine and dandy. So the final thing that Jason basically said is that it is the most deepest, which is, Jason, your grammar, my boy, what's going on? It's the most deepest customizable game that they've ever made. Choice as an individual and choice for how your team play works is very, very important to them. So whether you're solo or in co-op, they're basically working really hard to make sure that you can customize the experience to fit your needs. And Jason said that during the community reveal as well. He said, we've earned the right at this point to choose how we play. So that is the main news that came out from the E3 Coliseum panel, barring some other stuff that is more storyline focused, and that is something that I will cover in a separate video, and that'll be going up on my channel today, just like this one, so look out for that. Otherwise though, I've been MrRoflWaffles. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, then leave a like, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.